It's your boy, Ed the Dread, and you are tuned in to the Ed the Dread podcast. Yes, sir. Bam, 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 bam. Welcome, everybody, to your Money Mouth Monday. Yeah. We are at it. I am sitting here in my birthday suit because it's my birthday week. How's that? Your boy turns 41 this week. And like that basketball player, Ant One promo on Insta and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, I'm 40 till I'm 50. Yeah. All right. So, shout out to my mom and my dad for doing it. And then big shout out to my mom for birthing me because that probably sucked more than I'll ever know. Oh, shit. But with that said, our topic of discussion for the podcast this week is I went from vegan to plant based thanks to Maui's feral animals. Yeah! So, first and foremost, uh, your boy is plant based. Right? I've got a lot of vegan friends, and my lifestyle now, if I was to tell them about it, which I'm about to tell everyone about it in this podcast, they'd be like, you're not vegan anymore. So that's why I'm coming out with this podcast, right? I am now plant based. For the last 10 years, I've been vegan. Started with a girlfriend of mine in college. Shout out to Breezy. She was vegetarian, playing on the women's soccer team at Monmouth University, and I was fucking just regular dude doing anything, and she didn't even care. She didn't mind that I ate meat. She just gave me literature about being vegetarian and vegan, and we just kept living our lives. So we ended up breaking up, and I just kept all the literature. So playing professional soccer in Pittsburgh, I spent so much time lifting weights, taking double XL weight gainer, eating hard boiled eggs, meatball, all the fucking bullshit you could ever imagine trying to get bigger. And I got a lot stronger, but my frame never got any bigger than this. So in my mind, I'm like, I've been doing the same thing all these other mopes are doing, but for my whole existence, I never did what other people did. So why the fuck would I be doing what they're doing now? And then I started reading literature from Breezy, and it snowballed into, taking things out every 4 to 6 months, starting with pork, then red meat, then chicken, then I went organic. And, it's just been a snowball up into the point where I'm at today. I mean, I love animals, and factory farmed animals are treated horribly, but I just don't believe that humans are supposed to eat animals. There were two books in that time that I read. First and foremost, Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. This guy was getting into factory farms before these documentaries were made, and he wrote a book about it. So all the stuff that people watch is now, and they're all like, ew, I can't believe the factories. I read about that like 20 years ago. And then there was another book called Fit for Life. Um, it was a couple that wrote the book, and I think they got divorced, and then, the rights to the book were like up in the air, so it's not under the same name anymore, I don't believe. But Fit for Life was one, and I'll just say that, aside from going into all this detail about why I don't think humans are supposed to eat animals, animals that eat other animals have the instinct to do it, right? They don't use tools, they don't outwit them, they don't outsmart them, they just run up on them, grab them, eat them raw, and that's the meat they consume. So we're just going to leave that right there. Now, since that time, living on Maui, when you find out the Hawaiian culture and how they share so much, whether it's food, shelter, resources, whatever the case is, there was a number of times that I turned down gifts from people from Molokai or just even students of mine because it was something that I didn't eat. Right. And it wasn't like it was an animal per se. It was just something that like had milk in it or had butter. And it got to a point where looking at people gift me stuff like Molokai bread from, the soccer teams from Molokai. And I'm like, well, is there eggs in the bread? And then I turned the gift away. It actually hurt me more to look at the people's faces as I turned this gift away than it would hurt me to eat the stuff. So in the last few years, I have had Molokai bread. I've even taken bags of venison from the people on Molokai and given them to friends of mine who eat it. Not opening the bag and barely even touching the damn thing, just throwing it in my soccer bag and, being the catalyst to get it to someone else. More specifically, a very good student of mine, Keely, who is a superb soccer player, signed to go to a college to play soccer. And she's also the kicker for the football team. She made Rice Krispie treats one time for our class party, and I had one. So, I made the decision to, not turn down gifts from people who I actually care about and people who really, really try hard. And, it's a token of their appreciation. So instead of turning it down, I at least take a bite of it, you know? But other than that, I literally lost sleep for weeks. I mean, if you were a student in any of my classes last year, during the winter time, you saw me go crazy. Um, I saw somewhere that the CIA, in torture techniques, they'll lock a person in a room with speakers behind the wall and just play animal sounds and animal torture sounds and just all these animal noises as loud as you can. And then by like the third day, that motherfucker's cracked. They'll tell you anything, right? So I've got a neighbor who feeds everything. I don't think he feeds himself, but he feeds the chickens, he feeds the cats, he'd feed anything else that came around if he had the chance. And there was a point where there was about 19 roosters in a tree right next to my crib. And right over here by these boards, there's a window that has, louvers, like the Venetian window thing. That shit don't never close. So that's why it's kind of boarded up so that the sound don't come through, right? But I lost sleep for 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. I don't know. I felt like a crackhead. And it got to a point where I was like, we got to do something about these chickens. So I exercised every possibility that I had. We called every entity that you could, from the Department of Health to the animal people to the police. And ain't nobody doing shit. I tried to go talk to the neighbor, and literally the guy told me to go back where I came from. So it got to a point where it's just I was about to pay students to come get these fucking chickens, but instead me and another neighbor put traps out. So then once you get the traps, you got to do something with the chickens, right? And a homie drove them away and they came back. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got to kill them. I'm the person that's complaining about them the most, so I murk them, right? So that is the reason that I don't consider myself vegan anymore. I literally will kill a rooster at any point. I lose sleep all the time. They're sounding off if you can't hear them. I've got the microphone down like really low and I talk much more loudly so that you hear me over the chicken. But, I'm shooting this shit at 3 in the morning and there's chickens out there getting crazy. So sometimes, just as a man, you gotta fucking do shit you might not like to do, right? So, the first time that I killed a chicken, I tried to twist its neck, which was a nightmare. Then you figure out you got to cut their fucking heads off. And that whole chicken with a head cut off, fucking running around thing is no joke. The first one, I had a broken elbow. I tried to hold the body down and chop the head, and my broken elbow couldn't hold the body after the head was gone. I also learned that you got to cut the fucking neck real low or the body will keep going. But for real, for all of you that deal with fucking feral chickens, feral cats, I mean, they're all over Maui, right? I think chickens might be one of the biggest problems, and there ain't nobody to help you. Um, in a science class that I subbed for a couple years ago, there was a presentation made by a student about how feral cat urine is killing the monk seals. Now, the Hawaiian monk seal is an endangered species, uh, you know, native here to these islands, and there ain't many of them because the fucking cat piss is toxic and they piss all over. And then when it rains and it runs off into the ocean, it's killing the monk seals. I mean, I would say that it's probably the same as why they don't want pregnant women around cats because you get like cat scratch fever or whatever. I mean, I love cats, but they're fucking nasty. They out here taking shits, eating shit, climbing all over shit. Cats fuck on my roof. Okay? Literally. Cats have fucked on my roof. Like there's 15 cats out here. The neighbor feeds them all. Everything. It's just fair. And to tell you the truth, I lived in a vehicle. I've been here 7 years on Maui since October 17th. And I've lived in a vehicle for 4.5 of the years, right? So I was a feral human. That's how I know there's so many fucking feral humans and feral animals everywhere, right? So for those of you that have chicken problems, I'm about to let you in. For those of you that have feral cat problems, I'm about to let you in on how to maybe help yourself. For the chickens, bro, just find out where the fuck they sleep. Okay, them fools. The trick is when they're awake in the day and you like creep up on them, they go and pop their head up and look around. When they're in a tree at night and you flash a light on them, they put their head down. So literally, just get a ladder or stand as close as you can on your own. Put the light on them. Let them put their head down. Get the muzzle of your fucking BB gun right up next to its head. Turn the light off and pop. See you. One shot. You done. Right? If you get him in a cage, just get a cleaver. Cut its fucking head off. Stand on the body though, and I would suggest having it all in a bag. Put the whole body in the bag. Step on the body in the bag. Hold the bag. Put the cleaver in. Cut the head in the bag. It's all inside the bag. Put it in your garbage can. Right? Ain't nobody gonna eat these chickens. They're fucking nasty. Maybe not as nasty as the GMO ones that they're plumping up for you to eat, and that's why you don't like this one, because it's so skinny, and the one you ate usually is fat as fuck. Right? If you got feral cat problem, they hate cayenne pepper. Okay, so I spray my roof with cayenne pepper water. Spray around your house with cayenne pepper water. Those motherfuckers don't like it. I mean, I used to do it for my kittens when they would want to chew wires. Just put some pepper on the wire. They ain't going to touch it. It's the same thing with your outdoors. I will say that your spray bottle might get jacked up. You're only going to be able to spray it a few times because cayenne pepper kind of sticks to itself and sticks to the things you put it in. But hopefully that helps you, because we fucking feral out here. It's a outdoor insane asylum for humans and a feral animal haven for everything else. and the rest of us are just navigating through it all, baby. Yes. Oh my God. So again, Ed the Dread here. I don't eat animals, right? I ain't gonna hunt them. I ain't gonna shop them. I ain't gonna do none of that. I ain't gonna fucking digest them. But if 19 roosters are keeping me up for weeks on end, I'ma shoot the shit out of them, dogs. Yerp. That was your Ed the Dread podcast on Money Mouth Monday, baby. Yes. Hopefully you don't got no feral chickens or cats, and if so, maybe the solution might help you. Also, if you fucking overweight and you can't shake it, or you just feel sluggish and your athletic ability isn't the same as it used to be, if your life has changed a bunch, your features change, try eating less. That's all I'm going to say, right? Fruit up to noon is the best. It's the easiest to digest. But a lot of times humans spend more time digesting food than they do doing anything else. So give your digestive tract a rest. If the roosters piss you off, shoot them. I don't give a fuck. And live your life, baby. It's Ed the Dread. Oh my gosh, that was your podcast. Share if you care. Click like if you liked. Subscribe. That button's right there, or 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 there. But I'll see you next week, okay? Oh, hoo-wee-ho, caco.